Welcome to Utopia, favored ones. Come on in and take a seat at the round table. I'm Kymmy, and today's reading is a bit about my astral travel last night and the message that comes with it. So, last night, as I've done a couple of times, but usually when I'm meeting someone, I traveled to Asgard and I got to hang out with the oceans and stuff like that. It reminds me of like a mixture between Scotland and, Newfoundland. Some of you may live there. And I'm getting, during the dream, I was just taking in all of the landscape. And normally when I go there, I usually meet with one of my guides. And this time, being allowed to walk around freely gives me the message that you've gained full access and trust with your guides to enter their realms. So for some of you, it may be different. For some of you, it may be working with your angels. For others, you could have, access to the underworlds with Persephone and Hades, or with Hell from Norse mythology. I'm getting that you have access to all the 9 different realms. And the 9 different planets. If you feel like you resonate with starseed energies, I know that there can be some controversy regarding the starseed energy, especially with it coming up that it was attached with during World War II and white supremacy. Some of you may be learning that and getting around it. Now, I don't think, that's the main message of the story, going on here. The main message that I meant to put out. I just want to know that you getting to the bottom of the truth, putting aside your ego and learning what is true and integrating your shadow is allowed this access, such as, putting aside being a workaholic, taking that nap, listening to your body and what it needs. Maybe that's intermediate fasting. You're listening to what you need from your body and soul and mind, and that is giving you access to the different realms and the Akashic records. And I feel that you're not gatekeeping this knowledge, which is why they're not gatekeeping you access to these realms, is because they know that you are meant to be a spiritual teacher, a mentor. You may have been a mentee for a while, the halls of a mentee. You may have been mentored for a while, and it's time for you to take on someone to share that and pass that knowledge to. Now, it doesn't have to be a big, grand, ceremony or anything where you need to take on someone like a samurai taking on an apprentice. Oh, some of you may work in the trades and you're becoming, you've moved up from being and you moved up to being a journeyman and you're taking on new apprentices. Now, some of you are in different, levels of your journey, but regardless of which part of the journey you're on, I'm seeing that your guides are trusting you because you trust in them. Now, whether or not that's your higher self, whether or not you've allowed access to healing, quenching, maybe you are making sure you're hydrated and stuff like that you weren't before, and being off balance was blocking you from entering those realms. I'm feeling that you are become very balanced. Slow, steady wins the race is what I'm hearing. Also getting the messages like with back to where I was at Asgard and walking around and stuff, with the Bifrost, which is the rainbow bridge between the realms. I'm definitely getting the feel that you're doing that. You're, you know, staying on track with what you need to be doing, whether that's resting, whether that's taking action, whether that's refilling your own cup, or whether that's being generous and sharing the wealth. Another message with the rainbow is that someone may have had someone cross the rainbow bridge, or you found out information from across the other realms that you may have not known about your family, that you're getting to find closure, or someone from your past, if you don't believe in multiple lives, someone from your past that you had moved on from, maybe you had them blocked or whatever, and with Mercury retrograde coming around, they brought them around for that closure. And Spirit really showing those old ops that they weren't able to destroy you or tear you down. Ooh, yeah, a vocal lessons. Your vocal cords could be getting an upgrade, getting an activation of your throat chakra. You're speaking your truth more, and you're no longer scared about speaking about your experiences. You are self-assured. You're confident in your experiences, and you no longer feel the need to over explain things, which is a trauma response. And you've moved away from being hyper independent, which is also based out of that fear of abandonment. Excuse me. Which could have been from that loss as well. I'm also hearing that you're adding on someone to the family as well, whether that's a forever baby, or a new child to the family. Congratulations. It could be a cousin, whatever have you, but I'm getting the feeling that you're going to teach them everything you wish you knew at that age, and you're really giving them that head start, that fast track. Like, you are on the fast track, and you're helping other people be on the fast track. And for those who are meant to be there for you, like, not the ones who are trying to ride your coattails and you just release the cape and let them fly off into the distance as you know how to navigate. It's not the pretty cape. Yeah, people are starting to realize that it's not your clothes, it's not what you have, it's not the car that you have, it's the genuineness within you that really captivates people. People may have been discrediting you to what you have, whether it was the amount of followers you have, and that's why, or what you got, and they realize it's what you do with what you got that makes you so special. Like, you could go into the kitchen and whip up something from nothing, and that's how people feel about you with your skills. I definitely feel like a podcast where you want to vocalize and share for long distances, with a musician as well. I was getting the song All Day from my passed on uncle as well, he's my favorite. He's my grunkle. He's Unc the Skunk. And I loved him very much. So skunks could be very important to you. Or I'm getting the message that you're very assertive. You are willing to stand up to people that people aren't normally, willing to stand up for. And people know that it takes a lot for you to get up out of your throne and take and react. You're responding usually more than reacting, so they know it takes a lot. And if that person does then they probably had it coming. Had it coming, only had himself to blame. If you had been there, if you had seen it, then maybe you would have done the same. So yeah, very much musician energy coming through theater. Theater also reminds me of, like, you know, because you have to take the time to write a script and learn it. It reminds me of battle rap. But the song that came through from my own skunk was Alan Jackson. So you're you could have a last name Jackson as well, or Alan, or an A name. But the Chattahoochee song kept coming through. It was his favorite. At least I think it was his favorite, but I remember him playing it a lot. And so some of you may live in cowboy country or just really enjoy country music. It may be something that you vocalize about, and you know, you're no longer feeling the need to justify your love in country music, or maybe you don't feel the need to let people know, and you're just letting people enjoy what they enjoy. That's something that people are noticing about you, is that you just let people enjoy what they enjoy doing without, you know, talking down on it. Like how there's some people who enjoy off the dome freestyle battle raps that's on a beat, and then there's the other type where you have like 2 to 3 months to write for your opponent, to bring your best bars that you can think of, and then and it's not on a beat. So everyone knows, you know, stay in your own lane, you know. I'm hearing like Mario Kart with the fast track on the Rainbow Road and stuff like that. There's that one shortcut, right? So your kindness is fast tracking your success. Your networking skills is just bringing everything all together in a nice tight bow. With the rainbow, you could be LGBTQ, also indigenous, because I know that some of the tribes have well, I don't want to call it, what is it? Have the stories of their ancestors and stuff that use the rainbow bridge to go across. If any of you have lost someone recently or still grieving someone, my condolences. And I feel like you're learning to connect with your ancestors more, knowing how to break those generational cycles, but with love and understanding that they did as much as they could. Now, of course, that doesn't you know, you don't have to accept what they did, but you do know that they did as far as they could. You know, when you're doing a track race and you're passing off the baton, you know, not everyone makes it past their wall. You know, when you're running a marathon, you know, and you hit that wall, and if you don't have a good support group or support system, sometimes you don't get past that wall, and you don't finish the race, and you don't break that chain. But you are breaking the chains, and you're releasing them from the mud. You know, you're untying their shoes, you're honoring them. It reminded me of Yahshua, like, wiping people's feet. A lot of you could be treating yourself to a spa. Maybe you haven't gone for a massage, go sit inside the hot tub. Maybe you haven't done something in a while that your inner child was like calling out for. I know myself, I went to the water park last weekend. It was super exciting. I got to go with and make new friends, and especially big Pisces energy. So yeah, some of you could be water signs as well, especially with the Chattahoochee on. You could be from Georgia as well, because like we lay rubber on the Georgia and asphalt. Got a little crazy, but we never got caught. Yeah, so you may be doing things and you're not getting caught from it. Like maybe you're into that into pranks, and or you're like do surprise parties. You could be into doing that, or there was that anticipation of, you know, of people not finding out that big surprise. Like if you're working on an album and stuff like that, and people are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, ooh, I want to know. I want to know. And you're like, hey, now, Nana, don't, shh, I'm not in public about that yet. It could be even a relationship that you haven't gone public about. Maybe you're very private about these matters. Learning how to swim. Yeah, learning how to swim the currents between the different realms is the biggest message I am getting. Like, if you're working with the Fae realm, you are welcome with them. You could be going through the trials of Osiris and like done training with Athena, and like you really earned your respect. You've earned your stripes in like all the different realms. If you don't believe in different realms or life, past lives, parallel lives, then this means that you've earned your respect. You've turned into a role model. At one point, you may have been a cautionary tale. I did one video where the sound was off. So some of you are working on sound levelings. You could be working towards mix and mastering, or some of you are masters at that and you are teaching someone. You're taking on an apprentice, like I was saying earlier, and you're really teaching them and showing them the ropes. Ooh, some of you may be into Shapari or BDSM, you know, rope bunnies. That won't be for everyone, but you're teaching other people lessons on how to do that. I'm also hearing like wire wrappings for jewelry. Blah. All right, with the battle wraps as well. Oof, you know, knowing your opponent has really taught you also in life, like how to take calculated risks. Knowing if you have a lot of research, you know, people, you may be into research. Some of you may be researching for your paper for your discernment. I'm mixing up distortion and discernment. But yes, you're using your discernment to navigate these waters. And especially with the song for Chattahoochee is like, never knew how much that muddy water meant to me. So you could be getting a mud facial. Some of you are going out with your dirt bikes and just really letting it rip. Go-karting. You're learning not only your opponent, but you're learning yourself. You're learning what you need. Like in every video game, each player has a certain amount of stats and how long it can go, how many, like what weapon they can wield, and like how much ammo that entails. Whether or not you have a big garden, a small garden, but you're learning how to plant these seeds of knowledge and upgrade your skills. And I love the fact that you're turning your life lessons into wisdom for others. You know, you're no longer a cautionary tale, you are a role model. And it's gaining you access to places you never thought that you would ever, you know, the rooms that you never thought you would walk into. Being confident and getting outside of your comfort tone. Maybe some of you are learning how to sing a different style of genre. Like Jelly Roll with being a rapper and doing some of the country. You know, you're doing what is popular so that you can do what you love. Like taking up a trade so that you can buy magic cards, or go swimming, go to the mountains, whatever is fun for you. These are just some of the examples you may have in common with me. But yeah, just getting that inner guidance. You could be getting visits from your familiars as well, or the guides might not always come as people. Everyone changes and it's different for everyone. Like the other day I had a dream that it was an alternate world where wolf spiders were giant and in charge of just all over the world. I know that sounds terrifying for some, but for me, I was super excited. I had one as a pet to ride around on, like my pet, how to train your dragon. Some of you have that dragon's heart inside of you. You have a dragon's heart. You are not only brave, but you are true. And remembering that bravery and courage is not the absence of fear, but doing it regardless of being scared, which takes a lot of strength and a lot of heart. Wholeheartedly, I believe that you could do anything, while you're scared. That makes you a hero in my book. You don't have to have a purple star or nothing and, face a mighty dragon. If you are the type who went from being scared of spiders and then taking them and moving them outside, I think you're a hero. I really do. Number 20, what the winter spirits know. Yeah, you could be, you may connect with winter spirits, and knowing that every thing has a season. With the trees, when they have their branches and the roots during the winter time, that's when they look in synchrony and in balance the most, considering as above, so below. Yeah, the great white roaming buffalo. You are rare. Some of you may have albinoism, or I'm not sure what it's called exactly. If you can correct me if I'm wrong. That would be super cool to have a part of my collective. Welcome if you are. It's also reminding me of how water holds energies, and you can see it when it freezes and stuff. So I feel like you're talking to your water and activating your water and talking about it with affirmations before you drink it. It also reminds me of singing. So back to you getting vocal lessons, and some of you learning how to do screamos and pig squeals and stuff like that, and learning how not to hurt your vocals. Because there's singing ice. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. If you wanted to, you can definitely check it out after. I recommend it. It's super fun to listen to, but the ice will sing, which is so beautiful. Like nature sings. You can hear the trees hum and the grass giggles and ice sings. That's so cool. The symbol here reminds me of the Mayan calendar, and I feel like you are seeing, like you're holding your vision with the eyeball here and knowing what's coming towards you and knowing what you need. for those who are in college and looking up and doing research, I'm so proud of you. Some of you are researching some of the stuff because it's been a couple of years since you like graduated, and you like, if you're a teacher, this is teacher conference to make sure that all the information is updated and new, especially if you're homeschooling, then this is, you know, you're making sure that you're on top of everything. You want to give the next generation better than you. Like, I feel like one of the curses or generational, you know, things that you've broken is where I've heard a lot of where parents will be like, I hope when you have a kid, they're worse than you. I feel like you don't want that. You're denying that. You unsubscribe from that. You ain't even gonna warrant that with a response. Because you have new ideas. You want better for your children. You want them to have better than you did, and not in a way where you stunt their growth. You're making sure that you're very mindful to not stunt them in other ways by overly fixating on what you didn't have, like giving them all the presents but not being emotionally available. And then, you know, inside of the next generation, they like, well, they weren't very, I had everything I wanted, so I want them to be a minimalist and make sure that they have all these experiences. It's about balance. And you're restoring balance to your bloodline, which is badass material. Superhero material. In my book, anyways. And this is my channel, so I can say that. I appreciate all of you, my favorite ones. Getting all of your comments and sharing your stories on how you resonate is so cool. I don't know. I don't think I will ever get over how cool synchronicities and confirmations from spirit is. It's the childlike energy in me. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know. I feel like you're the same as well. You're like, whoa, did that seriously happen? And every time you see like numerology or a spirit animal and familiar comes through for you. But yeah, inside of the dream, to get back to it, side note, in the dream with the spiders, though, I was riding the spider around, and there was spiders bullying spiders bullying mine, even though they're territorial, I know, but that's what they do. But they were bullying mine, and I was not having it, so I sprayed them with a spray bottle. They're giant, but I'm a little tiny person with a spray bottle of apple cider vinegar, and they all left my wolf spider alone so that we could live in peace. And yeah, so I feel like you're not allowing people to bully people. People know better than to be a bully or gossip in front of you, because you'd rather talk about what people are passionate about. It's like, are you helping them? No? Then shut your mouth. I don't want to hear about it. And I love that energy. I love it. I love it. Queen of Cups. Yeah. You're pouring into your own cup. You are getting that haircut you wanted. You're no longer putting off going for that lipstick that you wanted. For those who don't wear makeup, like you, ooh, yeah. I was gonna say that with the Bifrost with Hemdale, the person who watches over the Bifrost gateway, he's in charge of gold teeth. So some of you may be getting that bling that you wanted. You know, you're finally getting that chain, new chain that you wanted. You could be getting gold teeth. You know, getting some grills. Some of you can even be getting a grill for the backyard because you wanted to, you know, it gets hot around and you don't want to heat up the house. You don't want to pay for air conditioning as well because you just want to be, you don't like the noise. It's overstimulating. But whatever. you get to have a grill and in the backyard grill up some shish kebabs and have a lovely time. And I really love that. I love when people invest in themselves, because you know, you got to spend money to make money. Money flows like magic to me constantly for me, and I share it freely. And because of that, it comes, you know, you're no longer, if you hold on to it too much with like the Four of Pentacles energy, you know, you're going to cause that block, because spirit constantly wants to spoil you. Lotuses could be very important for you as well. Some of you may be fans of Avatar: The Last Airbender, or Korra, or really excited about the new one coming out. Like, you may not allow other people to bully you for the things that you find guilty pleasure out of. You shouldn't feel guilty, first of all. I hate that statement. But yeah, the things that you find pleasure in, the things that bring you comfort and joy, you're no longer allowing other people to bully you out of enjoying that. Like, if you like Barbie, Rapunzel, you know, then you're gonna watch it. Whatever. What have you? If you like horror movies and people are like, ugh, how can you stand to watch that all the time? Isn't that like, ugh, ugh? And you're like, I'm for it. I want to see how real they can make that fake blood get. You see reenactments of movies and you're like, oh, the horse. And I'm like, good horse. You're such a good actor. And like knowing what is for you and what's not for you. And like I said earlier, being self-assured. Self-assured means that you're confident in who you are. You know, that's not bragging. People will think you're bragging. But you want to know what? Who cares even if you were? There's so much that is being force-fed to us about negativity as a reoccurring program, and you want me to feel bad for spreading a little bit of sunshine and, you know, hope in humanity? No sirree, not today. You're like, not today, Satan, and not tomorrow either. But yeah, with the School of Fish and, you know, Clownfish and Dory here, so Finding Nemo could be important for you. Clownfish can change their genders. I found that out recently. I thought that was so cool and interesting. So some of you could be going through affirming surgery for yourself and transitioning. Congratulations on being who you really are. Some of you may not agree with that, and this may not be the channel for you. But regardless, I wish you love and you know, a bright journey. May you find where you were meant to be. But yeah, for those who are transitioning, and regardless of if it's physically, mentally, emotionally, I do feel a big shift. And as I was saying earlier, that you were moving past your ego and integrating your shadow selves, you know, what you're wanting to hide from the world and what you don't think they will accept. You know, you're diving deeper and no longer living on the surface level just to make these squawking seagulls happy, which aren't even seagulls, they're just gulls. They're just gulls. That's why they're everywhere. But yeah, you're finding yourself, you know, finding Nemo. You've gone on a great grand journey. You've dug in deep and dived down to the depths of you. Found your center. The movie Rise of the Guardian. So yeah, you're rising up and being your own guardian. You aren't waiting for someone to come and throw you that lifeline. You are the lifeline. You are the flotation device. Yeah, like with from the music video with Alan Jackson, he was wearing his, you could be wearing your life vest, not being bullied out of not wearing a life vest when you go on a boat because everyone's like, haha, that's not fashionable. That's so not fetch. Minus Riz, okay? And you're like, I don't care. It's boat safety, and you're not gonna convince me you're not gonna bully me out of taking care of myself. And I feel like that's a lot of you with on your sobriety journey, is that you had to throw yourself that lifeline. You had to, some of you went on that sobriety journey by yourself without having a support system, as I said before, and you still made it through. And I'm proud of you. And for those who did have a support system, for those who are even thinking about getting started on your sobriety journey, those who have relapsed, I am proud of you. I want you to know that relapse is a part of recovery. They don't say that. It's very stigmatized. As someone who has been 10 years, uh, almost 10 years sober, yeah, I can attest to that. It took a couple of times. Some people can do it cold turkey, and then some people gotta jive with it for a while. So if you put your left foot in and put your left foot out before you shook it all about and got rid of it, you want to know what? I'm proud of you for doing the dance of life and choosing yourself. I'm definitely seeing like crown work. So you've worked on your crown uh, chakra and opened it up. A lot of you could be taking milk thistle, which also is helpful for your liver, but it does help cleanse your and decalcify your pineal gland, as well as ooh, I know it's purple but and pink, but blue lotus tea is really good as well. You can look into the benefits of that and decide whether or not you want to. Of course, I'm not a licensed doctor, but I can tell you what I've done for myself, and you can decide if you enjoy that. You are in charge of what you ingest, like I said, and you're really taking charge on that. Whether it's taking a hiatus from social media and cleansing your palate, really cleansing your palate. Um, Whether it's not going on as social media as much, whether it's having fun and reading, and not in an escapism way. Maybe you're reintroducing yourself to things that you found joy in before when you were using it as an escapism, and it might take you a while to reintroduce yourself and find the love for it again, especially if you went through a dark night of the soul and a kundalini rising, or just a depressive state and episode, and have worked your way to the other side. It's not easy to pull yourself out of that. It's not easy to reintroduce yourself to things that you're gonna feel like, I should love this, and it's not happening yet. And that's okay, just like after you leave a toxic relationship, no one ever tells you, well, not that they never tell you, I'm telling you now. There's grief. There's a sense of grief even when you leave toxic situations. The same thing with like when someone passes on, which could have happened for you, and they were in a lot of pain and they finally left. There's a sense of relief, and you're allowed to feel that relief. Of no longer having to worry about them constantly, for them no longer being in pain. It was something that my doctor went over with me as well when I lost someone, and they were my abuser, and it was a very conflicting time for me, and giving me myself that permission to be relieved and be like, I no longer have to worry about being stalked home. I no longer have to worry about, messages and stuff like that, even though I block it. They're always back of my mind. And I didn't have that anymore. And For any of those who are working towards leaving that type of situation, I know it's not easy, and I know a lot of people may not believe you, but I want you to know that I believe you, and I believe in you, and I love you, and it's not your fault. It's really not. Even for those who believe in soul contracts and stuff like that, their part of their soul contract was to break that and not do it to you. You know? So I don't think that it's your fault, and I'm wishing you well and protection. For some of you that believe in like Yahshua and are religious and spiritual, I'm seeing here that like for those who are a baptism or I think it had a baptism. For a young one, you may be having one because you recently had a child. Congratulations on the addition to your family. Really just preparation on receiving and nesting and making sure that they have everything they need in their nursery to come home. And if this is a pet, you're making sure that they have like a cat tree or a new bed and toys, to really making sure that it's childproof. I see that you're really making sure to know that it's inviting, you know, come on in, the water's nice, it's inviting. But with the baptism thing as well, for those who aren't religious and such, and lean more on the other spectrum of the spirituality, I'm seeing that you really are cleansing your spirit, like not just your pineal gland. You could be having herb baths, cleansing baths, cleansing your hands more after doing readings and stuff like that, to stop the pull of energy and to wash away the energies and stuff like that. It's just, you know, you're practicing good spiritual hygiene. You're having the salt showers, and if you don't have a bath, because it's okay if you don't. You can just do the cleansing with some people use salt, some people use other cleansings. But yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Some of you may be using turmeric as well for anti-inflammatory reasons, and cleansing your pineal gland as well. Yeah, sand dollars could be important, or you're really stacking up your dollars. We can get more messages for my favored ones here. Yeah, pyramids could be important as well. And like I said, with the trades mechanics, I'm just looking at the lyrics here from the song. Home, home, home feels just like home. So yeah, you could be like Brother Bear. The equinox coming up, you could be planning a big celebration. Okay, so you have the Queen of Cups. Not only are you pouring into yourself and it is flourishing, you also have the Muse of Emotions as well. Yeah, you're in synchronicity with yourself. You have integrated your past experiences. Yeah, horns could be important to you as well. You could work in orchestras, or you could just um, horns could be important for you. Like not only like musical instruments, but like some of you may do cosplay and have horns. Uh, yeah. Do, 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 do. Sega. Some of you might really enjoy Sega. Um, it right here, it kind of reminds me of like the dentist office where they're like spraying out the water and then you're using the thing to pull it back out. So some of you may have gotten dental surgery, or you're working towards going to the dentist office. I know that a lot of people can feel intimidated by that and you may have put it off. So if you're booking an appointment, whether it's for dentist or any kind of appointment that you've uh, haven't had the courage to build up the courage to do so yet, and you're doing that, I'm so proud of you. I know with myself, with being a neurodivergent, it can take a while to take care of yourself when you just don't feel like you have enough spoons. So if you're doing that, I'm so proud of you. And and I will be there with you in spirit as you go so that you don't have to feel alone. Okay? I'm also getting the word body doubling, where you work better when there's someone else there. So maybe some collaborations on writing your music, because down here it looks like a musical score note sheet. Um, yeah, some of you are learning how to keep score of of compositions. Yeah, some of you are in the position to build a composition. Maybe you are into comping, straight out of comping. Uh, you're learning how to do less takes. Like you're being confident in your voice the first take when you're going to uh, the studio, because I know when you're doing studio work and stuff like that, if you want, you can comp a bunch of different ones and like take the best part of it and put it together and piece it like Frankenstein's monster. Uh, and yeah, so I feel like you're being more confident in your take, and some of you may have used a backtrack before when you're on stage, and you're no longer doing that. You have confidence in your voice, you have confidence in your bars, you have confidence in your breath work. Yes, like holding your breath underwater. You're learning how to control your breath work. A lot of you may be breathing through your nose more, or you're getting your septum fixed so that you are able to breathe through your nose. That could be a surgery that you're going through. Anyone who's going through surgery, I just wanted to say that may you recover quickly and may you be safe. And I love you. I know that it can definitely be a rough time, stepping towards that. But I do feel like it is for your betterment and having, a more fulfilling life. You had a string of doing the same thing and nothing happening. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results, but you've switched it up and, you're the star now. You've switched it up, you're the star, and things are coming through for you. Things change because you changed that direction. You're no longer in that loop. Uh, yeah, you may have caught yourself in the rut, like in a rut, and now you're like, you may have felt out of the loop, but now you're in the loop with yourself. You're like, I know what I need. I know where I'm going. I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. And the right thing could be different for everyone. And it might have been right in that moment, uh, which happens. We're not perfect. We are human. We're a soul having a human body experiences. Step right up, experience these. Never mind. Um, a lot of you may be stand-up comedians as well. I'm getting a lot of laughter, and especially with the clownfish from the other card here, down here. I know they're not that orange, but they are clownfishes. I know you are. But yeah, you got angel status, okay, with the angel fish. You're reaching angel status. Some people may feel like you are the one that got away, like the roaming buffalo, the one that got away. Um, and also one looking like the Yeti over here. Yeah, and foxes, you know, how they scurry and they're constantly finding a back door. Narwhals could be important as well. Unicorns. Like I said, horns, right? Unicorns and narwhals could be important to you, not just the musical instruments. Yeah, some people feel like you're the one that got away, whether this is a relationship, whether you moved away and you're estranged from your family, or it's an old friend group. They feel like you're the one that got away. They think about you a lot. 1 2 03 p.m. So, yeah, some people 555 on the clock. Yeah, big change. That they've seen the big change in you, and they always remember the kindness that you gave them while they were together. And yeah, they didn't know what they had until it was gone. Be paradise, pull up the parking, ooh, bop bop bop, shoo, bop bop bop. Uh, yeah, so some of you may be clairaudient and you're following the messages. If there's a song that's being persistent, maybe look up the lyrics. I know that earworms are I'm definitely susceptible to them as well, being a clairaudient, but like they say, when you have an earworm, if you listen to the song, it goes away. I feel like that's kind of a clairaudient, like for the spiritual time, because when you finally hear the message, uh, it no longer needs to be repeated. When you finally learn the lesson, it no longer needs to be repeated. And sometimes that lesson moves into another phase. So if you're not quite at the stage of leaving yet, then I there's no shame in that, and you'll leave when you're ready and able to. Okay. Um, I love you. I love all of you, and I appreciate everyone coming through, especially who loves hearing me channel and just how quirky and funny I can be. Because honestly, the fact that you enjoy that, that means that I'm, vibrating at the frequency that is pulling in the same type. So I'm so excited, and I love all of you. Thank you for being here and watching my videos and my reels. And of course, I did set up myself a buy me coffee link that I'll put down below, since a lot of people were asking how they could donate to my channel. And yeah, I appreciate every likes, comments, subscriptions, all of that. And the fact that you're here and watching, it's beautiful, and I'm glad that and I'm grateful that that there is such a thing for me to be able to communicate and connect with all of you. It's so cool. I love it. So remember to eat, hydrate, rest, and have fun, and keep, bypassing and gaining access with your kindness. Bye.